What's up everybody, welcome back to Cilinix Crypto and welcome to this new video. And in this video I wanted to talk about liquidation, alright, liquidation in trading and basically how you can avoid liquidation at all costs and at all times, also with a move that we had over the course of this morning. This morning, as many of you know, we had a massive spike down, not only for Bitcoin, but also for Ethereum and most altcoins. Some altcoins obviously held up better than others. And what happened during that move, which is at this point of time still largely unexplained, although there are some theories which I think can be true, but that's not the point of this video. But during that move, we had a massive liquidation event, right? So if you actually take a look at the last 24-hour rect right here, you can see that over $1.6 billion in longs were liquidated, all right, which is one of the biggest events, if not the biggest event in the last 2 years. That means that some of you might be watching this video. If you're watching this video, by the way, and you got liquidated, first of all, I think you're very brave, right? Because that means that something, pretty tough just happened, both in real life, but also psychologically, and you're still here and you want to learn, all right? Because in this video, what we will talk about essentially is risk management. But I will give you 2 guidelines that will 100%, if you follow them as how I say them in this video, will 100% prevent you from ever getting liquidated again. Personally, I've never gotten liquidated in all my years of trading using these things. Using these basic risk management principles, all right? So that's what we'll talk about. But a lot of people got liquidated, so some people are probably still suffering from that right now, which I understand, right? Because one of the key reasons why we want to prevent liquidation is, first of all, because we want to stay in the market. You want to stay in the market, you want to keep trading, even if you're not profitable, you want to keep trading. All right, because essentially there's this goal, there's this thing you can reach in which trading is profitable, right? And you might not be able to make a living from trading, but at least you'll be able to make money on the side from trading that allow you to have a better lifestyle, right? Or at least an easier lifestyle. So that's why you want to stay in the markets. And outside of that, look, if you get liquidated, first of all, you'll lose a lot of money. So you'll have to earn money a different way, or you have to take money from savings to start trading again. But outside of that, it's also psychologically so taxing to get liquidated, I presume, at least, that it takes a lot of people out of the markets. And I think that's a shame, all right? Because whether you want to trade or invest, there is money to be made in these markets. All right, so let's get right into this video. The first guideline I will give you is the most important one, and that is basically just how to calculate the risk per position. Because what you basically want to do is, first of all, is you want to limit per position risk. All right, so what that basically, can I please? Yep, limit per position risk. Now, a position is a trade. That's spot or futures, all right? Spot investments, in my opinion, unless it's 5+ years, those are trades as well. All right, so you want to limit the per position risk, and the risk is then capital, right? So how much money do you want to lose? So let's say that you have $1,000, all right? Let's say you have $1,000. How much do you want to risk? Well, what I would normally say is that first of all, you want to risk between 1 and 5%. All right, 1 and 5% of $1,000 is between $10 and $50. That's what you want to risk per position. If you want to really want to go really high risk, which I would not recommend, then you go 10%. That's $100 per position. But if you want to risk $10 to $50 per position, let's in this example that you have $1,000. Let's say you want to risk 5%. You're very certain about a trade. You want to risk 5%, so you actually also get some rewards. So what you need to know how to do is how to really risk $50. Now, what a lot of people do, and I have my testing account right here on Blofin, but most exchanges look like this, right? So you can apply it to that. What most people do is they take a look at Bitcoin and they say, when it drops down to 112,000, I want to enter. So what they do is they fill in with their limit, they fill in 112,000, and then they say, all right, how much do I want to risk? I would want to risk $50, and they put it under the amount. That's wrong, all right? You will not risk $50 if you do this. Because if you take a look at TPSL, and I will fill in, let's say that the price drops down to 111,000, you will not, that's a little bit like that. Let's say it drops down to 111,000, your risk is something different. And this is with 10x leverage. If you put it higher, you're going to risk more and more, right? Or although this is the amount in BTC, so it's not the case. But what you want to do is the following. And that is, let's assume again that you want to buy at 112,000 and you will have an SL. You should always have a stop loss in place. All right. Always. I cannot stress that enough. Always. Or you want to hedge, but that's a little bit more complicated for most of you. What you want to do is you want to put the SL at 111,000. For this example, I'm not sure if that's a good trade, but what you want to then do is make sure that you change the amount to make sure that what you lose when that actually hits is $50. All right, then you are risking $50 for real. So let's say that you this is a little bit trial and error, but what you see right here is how you set it up. Right, so you have the limit, that's the price where you want to enter. You have the stop loss. If that price hits, you were wrong, which will happen. All right, so be prepared for it. And then you change the amount in USDT or BTC to make sure that the estimated P&L of the position is $50. If you do this, now you are really risking $50. And when the stop loss hits, what you will lose is $50. Not much. All right, that's 5% of your capital, and you can lose that quite a couple of times, right? Before you actually get liquidated. And if you do that 5% of your actual capital, it will take a long time before you get liquidated. And it will be a challenge to get liquidated. It will not happen. If you risk 5% the entire time of the live capital, right? So not only the starting capital. So that's the first way, all right? Just make sure that your risk is limited. And then second of all, and this is a little bit easier, limit the general market risk. What a lot of people do is they do limit the per position risk, right? So they risk 1% per position, but then they take 10 long trades, all right? 10 long trades with 1% risk per long trade essentially means that you have 10% risk to the long side. Because the crypto market is so incredibly correlated, most of you know this. If Bitcoin moves 1% down, most of the market will also move 1% down. All right, the market is correlated, especially in events like we saw in the last 24 hours. And if that happens and you have 10 different long positions, all with 1% risk, that's too much. Right, so you have to limit the amount of positions you have in one direction. You can have, if those are according to your strategy, you can have 5 long positions and 2 short positions, right? Because then what I usually say is have a max of 3 positions in one direction. And that's obviously not not the end of the story. I mean, in different scenarios, it can be different, but that's the general rule I have. So if you then have 5 positions to the long direction and 2 positions to the short direction, you essentially also have short coverage. So that when the price actually drops down in the entire market, those shorts will print and the longs will probably lose money. But then at least you have some positions that you're hedging with, essentially. So those are the 2 guidelines that I really would like to teach you, and I would really like you to use those. If you use those guidelines, you will not get liquidated, all right? And getting back to what I said at the start of the video, you will remain trading, you will remain learning these markets and learning to become a better trader / investor. And eventually there's some great things that you can achieve with that. But if you do not do this and you get liquidated, like you can have bad risk management and be profitable for the entirety of the year. And then there's one move like this, you'll get liquidated and everything was for nothing. All right, use risk management, don't get liquidated. Those are my thoughts. That's sort of thing you need to know. Take care and bye.